because it's an easy little hole and I just want to smash it.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, Islam is Islam.
Exactly.
The Wahhabis in Saudi Arabia control the mullahs, and the mullahs control the royal family. The Wahhabis follow the Salafist interpretation, which is the easy interpretation of Islam. Everything less than ISIS is apostate. Please understand that what my learned colleague he said is factually inaccurate. What ISIS applies is Islam, the Quran. It spends more time telling you what to do to the Kaaba than what it does to be a good Muslim. I have no problem with Muslims, the 5 pillars. No problem. Follow the 5 pillars. That's the religious Islam. I'm talking political Islam. But Sharia isn't law. Sharia is a way of life. And you can't separate them. So that's factually inaccurate. There is Islam, what ISIS does, and everything else is apostate. Everything is less than Islam. But let's finish on a high. Julian Assange, absolute hero.
Yes.
Because, as Jock said, the public interest test should be applied. Now, the allegation was that he released all these documents and he threatened the lives of operatives overseas. What rubbish. Clinton selling out to the Russians rather. Compromise that. The only reason they won't let him out is because he spilled the beans on them. He spoiled their little journey. So Assange is an absolute hero, and Australia should do everything it can to release him. Contact directly. Call the big Don and say, Don, we've got a deal for you. We want Assange back. We'll take him off your hands. Bring him back home. Give him a medal. And the last point is, I'm very optimistic about the future. You know why? Because mainstream media is dead. 1 million people with 1 million laptops can produce 1 million documentaries a minute. And eventually, a few will band together, they'll put together a reasonable sort of a channel. But you don't have to believe the ABC, Channel 9, Channel 7, Channel 2 anymore. Because they know nothing. Koshi in 2007, it is so stupid it sticks in my brain. 13 years later, I was shaving in the morning and Koshi said, we're in Afghanistan because it's a women's rights issue. Really? Will they stone women who get raped? So forget it. Mainstream media is dead, and I'm very optimistic because anybody with a laptop can open up a web page, and anybody with a camera can record a statement and go for it. And I'm a big fan of free speech. You know the answer to this? More free speech. Yeah. And if he's offended, I couldn't care less. Seriously. I get offended all the time. But I tell my daughter, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. That's how you build resilience. You don't get offended. Thank you very much.
And just because you have to say this,
thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Ricardo. And now to complete the evening's procedure, a member of the Western Heritage Committee, Dr. Jim Sternhill, will now present the vote of thanks to our panel of 3 speakers. Come up, sir.
It's great to see the topic being approached from several different angles, and we even managed to get a bit of a balance for a change on something we thought was going to be a one-sided thing. One point I want to elaborate on is the Julian Assange. I will bet you that Trump is well and truly on it. The stuff that Assange has won't impact on Trump. It impacts on the deep state, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton in particular. I reckon that Julian Assange, extradited to the USA, have to defend himself. He's got all this evidence. He will sing. And then I reckon Donald Trump will then pardon him. And to rub it in, the ultimate rub in, I reckon he's probably going to give him the Congressional Medal of Honor. So prior to that, the State of the Union, perhaps 2021 or 2022, and like Rush Limbaugh will get the Congressional Medal of Honor, and the left will be soiling their nappies, as they tend to do, and that's when we know that they've got the wind right up their backside. Now, I don't think we need to do the usual poll, is the media being gagged? I think the stuff that came from Ricardo absolutely proves that. I've seen some of the South African stuff, absolutely appalling. That a video done in South Africa, You can't say, oh, well, it didn't happen. I can concur the New Zealand shooting. Yeah, the guy was not a white nationalist. No, he was a socialist. And it's one of those things, you tell a lie that's the exact opposite of the truth, and it goes under the radar. Everyone may have noticed that. Total and utter rubbish. Now, I had to come up with the most appropriate quote I can recall. This is from George Orwell. A people that elect corrupt politicians, imposters, thieves and traitors are not victims, but accomplices. So it's up to us to call the media out when they're telling crap. Don't buy their crap. Put them out of business. So on that note, let's all put our hands together for our great speakers, Jock Cheetham, Sean Burke, and Ricardo Bosi for giving us their time to give us their insights into the media.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.